So, another log dump for today's music stuff. So, I did say that I was going to fix up a guitar solo that was recorded previously. But honestly, I listened to it a couple of times today and I don't even know which section was the section that needs to be fixed. I just, I guess because I've listened to it so many times that I've become too used to all those overly blue notes, I guess. So yeah, I didn't end up fixing that. So what I'll probably end up doing there is just handing that over to Rob and just asking him to, like, I don't know, maybe just mute all the sections that sound bad, and then I'll punch in on those because I can't even hear them anymore. That just shows you how shit my musical ear is, I guess. I can't even hear my own mistakes anymore at this point. Just get so used to them. So that one will it'll either stay the same as what it is, or Rob will have to help me figure that one out. But I did record some music today, so it was actually a pretty productive day overall musically. Did quite a few tracks. Did 2 vocal tracks and a pretty much, like, not a whole song, but the intro and a section of a new song with drums, bass, guitar, and a guitar solo. So yeah, and I've been using the foot pedal actually to rest my I've been putting it on my right foot on the stool, the footstool, and I think it's pretty good. I like the way it feels. So I'll be using that from now on, I think, whenever I practice and record. Anyway, I think to kick it off, let's go through the new song. It's kind of like a little bit of a softer thing than I've done in a while. Yeah, it's just got a couple of open chords. There's like an A in there. No, sorry, an E in there. There's an E in there, and some, like, A variations. Some kind of A-7, I think. No, I played some. I don't know what they are. I was just kind of messing around. And then there was also something along those lines. So we've got basically is what we're working with. But let's play it through a little bit. I'll probably show you guys, like, the guitar solo section, because it's got, like, everything. It's got the guitar, the bass, the drums. So here we go. Yeah, so that's the guitar solo section for this new song that I put together. I'll probably put this one on like a solo album or something. Thinking of putting together an album of just like instrumental tracks that I'm not using for Elephant Apostle. So this might go on there because I don't think I'm gonna sing on this, and probably not gonna rap either. So yeah, I just need to come up with a B section and figure out how it's gonna end. I think I'm about halfway done with that track, so that's pretty cool. The guitar solo was kind of different to what I normally do. I thought I was going to go with my usual approach, improvise first take, do a second take that responds to it, play them both at once. But what I ended up doing was doing this sort of like Frankenstein method, like a couple of bars at a time, just do like a phrase, trim off any mess from that phrase, and then punch in the next phrase, trim the mess off from that, and go piece by piece like that. And I think it came out nice little melodic solo. Couple of little like Adrian Belew kind of like squeals and wails in there. Wasn't thinking of that at the time, but every time I listen back to it, I keep thinking like, oh, someone's been listening to, I think it's Discipline by King Crimson, that album. Yeah, I think I did listen to that recently. Maybe that's why that came out. Or I guess it's also, yeah, I guess that's the closest thing. Like these long swells and wails and a little bit of dissonance. Yeah, it's either Belew or it's Larry Lalonde from Primus. So one of those two is coming out in the influence. But it was cool. Like I used to love these like volume swells, with you hit the note and you roll up the volume slowly. I used to love doing that a lot. It was nice to bring it out again. And I took the whammy bar off when I recorded, because if that was on, it would be all over this track. I just can't help myself when it comes to the whammy. I don't know. I took it off because I didn't want to do the same thing over and over and over. So I took the whammy bar off, and I just tried, play something nice and melodic, not too weird. And I think that worked out pretty well. Yeah, so that was my guitar recording for the day. I'm pretty happy with the way that song came out in general, to be honest. Yeah, it's a nice, soft, melodic song, some nice open chords. I like the bass line that I came up with. I think it sounds pretty sweet. It's got some nice little harmonies, not just playing root notes in the bass. Nice solid drum groove. Like the opening full. I like the way that sounds. Quite proud of that. Yeah, so that was pretty good. Just knocked all of those out today. And other than that, I also recorded 2 vocal tracks. Okay, so those are for a cover, well, not necessarily a cover album, but there's going to be quite a couple of cover songs on there just by nature of the fact that it's going to be like a blues album, right? So there's going to be a lot of like playing blues standards and things like that. So the songs I recorded for today are like only vocals, just the a cappella. Both of them by Son House, which is like really old school blues, like I think pre Robert Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm also going to include some Robert Johnson on that album too. Just I want to do songs of his that haven't been covered to death, you know. So no Crossroads, uh, Crossroad Blues, Malted Milk. I know I've heard Eric Clapton do that, so I think I'll skip that one. Maybe Hellhound on My Trail. It's a little bit fast. I don't know if I can pull it off. Most likely, I'm gonna pick. Oh, also like Dust My Broom. Can't do. It's been done way too many times. But I think I'm gonna do Me and the Devil. I don't think I've heard anyone cover that I'm familiar with, and I kind of like the sort of like dun 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 dun, dun kind of rhythm it's got to it. You know, might do like a heavy section at the end. We'll see. We'll see. Need to bust out the slide guitar again. It's been a while, but that'll be fun. So the Sun House tracks, those are two very famous of his songs that probably have been covered millions of times, but just couldn't resist. You know, I think they'll sandwich the album quite nicely, which would be Grinning in Your Face, that I discovered through the It Might Get Loud documentary. You know, Jack White, Jimmy Page, The Edge, just like a guitar music documentary. You know, Jack White talks about it, and it was nice. You know, I've been practicing the song for a while. I mean, I've known the song for years, so you know I've sang it here and there. But over the last like week or two, I've really been sort of practicing, memorizing the vocals, the lyrics, playing around with the melody. You know, uh, and it's got this. One of the defining characteristics of the original is the way he claps along when he sings. And I mean, the clapping is like way off time and not consistent, not creating a pulse. Not, he just kind of throws it in here and there as he feels like. But what I did was I sort of, you know, gave it a consistent pulse throughout. But I recorded it at the same time as singing, so it's just one track. Just, you know, just bear this in mind, a good friend, whatever, you know, all at once. And that didn't take too long, but I hope it sounds good. You know, not the greatest singer of all time, so an a cappella track is a bit of a bold choice, especially because I'm probably going to put it right at the beginning of the album. Uh, but we'll see. I might do another take if I decide that this one wasn't good enough. And you know, all that except for the clapping also applies to the other track that I recorded, which was John the Revelator, also by Sunhouse. You know, I uh, really just was feeling those Sunhouse songs, and yeah, it was that was also another fun one to record. A little bit easier because I didn't have to clap along, and wasn't. I guess the thing is that I wasn't as familiar with the melody because you know, it's not a song I've walked around singing as much, but really, I think it came out pretty good. But we'll see. We'll see. That's another one where I might. It's you know it's such an easy one to just redo because it's just one track, one take, boom, done. There was a section where I can't remember which of the two songs it was, where um, I hit like a little bit of a plosive, you know, on the P at the end of one of the words, and it was a bit harsh, but I really liked the rest of the take. So I'm trying to mess around with it, you know, chop that little transient and bring its levels down so it's not so harsh. The edit is noticeable. Uh, I believe to me it's noticeable. Maybe it's just because I did the edit. we'll see. I'll see how I feel about it, later down the line. There's no deadline for this blues album, so this is just something I'll work on here and there over the course of the year, probably. But unfortunately, no progress on any Elephant Apostle songs, which really should be the focus because we're trying to release as often as possible. But yeah, that guitar solo, man, it's just baffling me right now. I don't know what to do about it. I guess I'll get back to it within the week or next weekend. But yeah, so productive day. Got some blues out. Got some, I don't know what that other one is. Some jazzy, luscious song. I don't know. Yeah, that one was good too. But yeah, so my battery's about to die, so I think I will call that the end of this log. Not much to say today, I guess. But I am glad that I got all that recording done. That feels pretty good. Hopefully it sounds as good as it felt to play. We'll see. So yeah, if anyone is watching this for whatever reason, check out Elephant Apostle, Spotify, YouTube, wherever. Check out Rob Rev. He does a lot of solo instrumentals too. He's the producer slash bass player slash whatever. Yeah, that's me for today.